Who are the people that you think are really well dressed, as in local or international?
For now, I'm obsessed with Kim Jones, the wife of Jericho
Ah,
Rosales.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you dressed her?
No, not yet.
Ah, so
Not yet.
she should
Yeah.
contact you.
Yeah.
And whose style do you
No one
admire?
pops into my mind now.
Yeah.
Well, what about, say, the presidential spokesman Panelo?
No comment.
Well, he's certainly a fashion plate, although maybe not the fashion you want on your plate. So. The world has gone bonkers. We now live in George Orwell's 1984. War is peace, ignorance is strength, and crazy is normal. How do you stay sane? Joji Lloren is a fashion designer and educator. Dennis Lustico is a fashion designer and athlete. So how come whenever I talk to fashion designers, they're always wearing black or white? As in, you design flamboyant outfits, but in real life, fashion designers are always the most simply dressed people in a room. Why is that?
Well, for me, I want it to be just, less fussy, whatever is easy to wear, whatever is comfortable, and then, feel as relaxed as possible because we're doing a lot of work.
And then, oh, Joji,
Um,
why aren't you wearing feathers?
I know. Not for me. I'm always in jeans and t-shirt, white shirts.
Yeah, it's like almost a uniform with you guys. You know, black, white jeans.
Perhaps because we work with clothes and, parang we're so used to seeing, all those details around us. And probably we just want everything plain.
Okay, so how did you get started in the fashion industry? I know that you, Dennis, trained as a nurse.
Well, I graduated as a nurse. I am a licensed nurse, but I never worked as one.
So if anyone passes out in this room, you can administer first aid.
No. I completely forgot about first aid and all.
Yeah.
But one memorable experience of mine when I was a student is being able to assist in giving birth, actually. A part of our training is to go, to be in the delivery room of hospitals, and
Yes.
then we're assigned to assist in actual deliveries of babies. And
Yes.
then my assignment is this mom who's about to give birth to her fifth kid. We're supposed to be two, but then my classmate went to have a break, and then it happened that the actual delivery happened when I was alone. It was unforgettable.
Yeah, and you thought, well, challenge met. Now I don't have to be a nurse anymore. Yeah, so now when you're doing bridal entourages, they can rest assured that if the bride decides to give birth, you are there to deliver the baby. Joji, how did you get started in the fashion industry?
Well, initially my course was BS Hotel and Restaurant Administration. When I applied to my college, HE, they did not accept me because of my low grades.
Okay.
So they introduced me to clothing technology, which to me was, unknown at that time.
Yeah, well, like, I don't know what clothing technology is. What,
But,
to design the cloth? the
Yes,
fibers?
when they told me it's clothing technology, so do I get to design fabrics? No,
Yes.
no, it's all about, garments, la 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 la. And so I said, okay, go. So that, led me to this profession. But, ever since I've wanted to become a fashion designer.
Until you guys started teaching fashion design, well, of course, there's always been schools like Slim. So, how do people learn how to become fashion designers?
During my time, it was a 4-year course, but
Oh, it's already a 4-year course.
yes,
Sorry, I didn't
it was
know.
a 4-year course already. I guess, prior to UP offering a 4-year course in fashion, there wasn't any school, that offers it. So, Slims, I think, was offering, short courses.
Yes.
And a lot of the designers went to Slims. Designers before would have, limited amount of school training.
So it's
then
more
everything is
experience.
more
Yes. So the usual apprenticing with an established designer.
Yes.
But so how did you move from nursing to fashion design? What was your introduction?
While studying nursing, actually, I do crash courses during summer, every summer in, let's say, fashion illustration, pattern making.
So you already
Because I know deep inside, that's what I want. Yeah.
So nurse was the practical course.
Correct.
Anyway, can I offer you something to drink? Would you like
I just
something?
got water.
Yes,
Same with me.
Gamba, please.
Thank you.
We have all these
Thank you.
ideas about the fashion industry that we get from movies and TV shows, that everyone's mean, everyone's a bitch, there's so much, there are nervous breakdowns going on every day. Is it anything like that in your experience?
No, movies are like that. They do a lot of things to make it exciting. I mean, to make the story exciting. But we're pretty much comfortable, I think, in what we do. I mean, there are, of course, stress. That's given. But
So
in
movies
the
just exaggerate everything.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to creative industries. And well, one thing about fashion though, it's really based on beauty and vanity. So when something is really based on beauty and appearances, there's a lot of stress there, because that's one of the major causes of people having body dysmorphic disorder and so on, because they can't fit into a size 2 and so
The
on.
pressure,
So,
yes.
what have you seen in your experience that that bolsters this kind of stress?
It's that pressure to look good.
Because that's the pressure that people, not just in fashion but outside, everyone feels pressure to look good, especially since in the media we're inundated with images of perfect looking people,
Yes,
and
that's right.
no one can look perfect. So how do we deal with this? Because this is one major cause of insanity. Because now you have people who become addicted to surgical procedures because they want to look perfect. Yeah.
Well, we can only cater or give them what they want, but we cannot change, the whatever they have when they come to us. I mean, we enhance, but we don't make miracles. They go to other people for miracles, actually, not us. We try our best for them to look good in whatever, let's say, piece that we can make for them. But yeah, that's all.
And that actually is good business for us. So that's okay.
that people are worried about their looks. So, what's it like going to a fashion designer of your status? As in, a lot of people, I'm sure, would like to go to you, but they figure, it's scary. I will be judged, and also it's beyond my budget. What's it like having a first consultation with a fashion designer?
If I see a client for the first time, I get to know the client, what she wants, what she doesn't like, what she likes, what else. Let's say the event she's going to, or just the reason why she's there. Tell me what her figure problems are, what she wants hidden or exposed. So those things, but it doesn't stop there, because when she comes back another day, that's when I will present to her designs. But it doesn't mean that that's the design for you. I still want to know what you like, and that will tell me what would fit her most.
And then,
well, people or would-be clients should remember that we're in this our business is of service, actually. So there's no reason to be frightened or whatever. We're here to help, not to intimidate or to judge them. Yeah, and then I mean, not a single figure is perfect. So, you know, we're open to everything. We're warm and welcoming people.
And we're there to help them enhance.
So I guess that would be the main difference between off-the-rack, ready-to-wear, and well, the custom, what they call that, bespoke business, where it's really tailored to their specific body type.
That's right.
What qualities did you have that helped you to succeed in the fashion industry, which is super competitive? How do you adjust to the needs of the industry? What's your secret for making it?
Goes down to your passion and your dedication to the industry, because otherwise, if you know you enter fashion design half-heartedly, you won't last actually, because yeah, it's ruthless, but ruthless in the sense that it challenges you to be creative every now and then, to evolve every now and then. So that's what personally, that's what I like in this industry, in this profession, because you're forever creating something new. You're forever challenging yourself.
Yeah, I think if you're passionate about your work, about your job, that would be an ingredient to succeed in this business. But then if you're in fashion purely for the glamour of it, then, darling, you have a problem.
Because that's it. Earlier I mentioned movies. Everyone thinks fashion equals glamour, and then every day you're working at the table with one hand on the hip and the other holding a flute of champagne and so on.
That's,
It's
that's
nothing
the
like that.
vanity side of
Yeah,
fashion.
that's the facade of fashion.
Yeah.
That's the
That's the
thin
fashion
film.
shoot
Yeah,
side
that's the
of
film
fashion.
lang, but behind
Yeah.
that is all work, hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would you say is the most stressful time for a fashion designer?
Deadlines.
Our weddings are as stressful and deadly as we hear they are.
Well, in my experience, weddings can be stressful only if, let's say, your sewers do not come to work on time, or they're absent most of the time, while the clothes are being made, or that, let's say, there's a typhoon, there's, all those
Or what about other
outside
things
forces.
like everyone's mother who wants to be
Well,
consulted?
I love moms.
Yeah, you just have to parang agree with them, in essence, but
Agree. Just tell them what they want to hear. So I have a question, because this also applies to my own work. That have you noticed that the work that you do very last minute tends to be more exciting, and it has a sense of urgency, rather than work that you do at a leisurely pace and you give yourself months to finish it? Why is that? Why is the last minute
The
work
thing
always...
is, when you start early, you tend to edit or add or do something else aside from the original idea, because you have time.
That is true.
With
That's
last
so
minute, you have no choice. Whatever is there, it's there, and then it has to go out.
And then you're forced to be creative now. Well, I don't have X, so I should do Y.
yeah, you get more resourceful then.
Correct.
And so, when you're not working, what do you do to, blow off steam? I know that you run.
Yeah.
When did you decide to take up?
Well, I've been
running in a big way?
I've been into sports 4 years already. So triathlon. So
Why did you choose running?
my mom wants to go to Paris, and then we've been there. Us, the Barcadas, we've been there several times. So I was asking myself, what will I do na naman there?
Okay.
Aside from walking her around.
Di cooking school, oh.
And then
Like Sabrina.
one of my athlete friends sabi niya, why don't we do the marathon? Good idea. We'll do the marathon.
For which you have to
train for 5
first.
months.
Yeah, for
for
5 months lang. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I did, and then it's good naman. The feeling is nice actually. So I might do it again.
And what do you do in your spare time?
Downtime is, when friends come and, we talk, we have wine, something like that. But, at home, I'm just in front of Netflix or NHK. That's it.
Where do you get your ideas for designs?
Anything can inspire me. Even sadness would inspire me. Even depression. I get inspired when I am so passionate about something. So yun. So I guess that becomes an inspiration for me to design something. But of course, it reflects the end product. If I'm sad, depressed, then the collection would be somehow dark and gloomy.
And I guess you also derive inspiration from meeting students several times a week. What's it like, as in the up and coming generation of designers? Because I think that the younger generation, they deal a lot more with screens than the people our age. We talk to other people, and younger people, it's all social media, it's all screens. Do you see any difference in their attitude towards design?
Parang I just see them as people who are in a hurry, or parang
Well, yeah, because the world is faster now.
to be instant.
Instant, ganyan.
Yeah,
So,
because now everything's instantaneous. Like, I want that album, ching, you have it. Order it online, yeah.
So parang syempre, when you're teaching them, let's say, patterns, it's not instant, You learn, you make it yourself without the help of any computer or whatever gadget, So parang yon, parang I see that sometimes they get parang bored unless there's a student who really is very interested and so focused on what he or she is doing. Otherwise, yung parang ganon, gusto mabilis.
Thing is, it's completely changing now also because of the advent of 3D printing. So it's
Aha. So you mean that you think in the future we will 3D print our own clothes?
I would think so. It started already.
So you mean there will be no more work for...
It will happen, I think.
Pwede.
It will happen. Accessories nowadays, for example, are made through 3D
Yeah, that's why
printing.
I'm saving money for a 3D printer so I can
Yeah.
make my own earrings.
Yeah. We actually have one designer in the country who has a 3D printer already.
And so now, I think we can all agree that these are really stressful times we live in. As in the last few years, particularly. So how do you maintain your sanity in times like these, where it's the post-truth era, where people are yelling at each other because even if you present them with the facts, they still won't believe it. So how do you deal?
Me, I've learned to appreciate more the time of being alone. Even when I exercise, I tend to be on a corner than joining many people at the gym.
So
biking,
by
you're alone.
listening to yourself.
Yeah.
And how do you deal?
It's the same for me. I enjoy my lonesome, and otherwise, I'd be with friends. And
Yeah.
I guess you also have to have a bit of a high spirituality level. I'm not saying I have that, but
You're
can be
trying
helpful.
to get that.
I'm never spiritual.
Well, but they say running is kind of a spiritual thing because you're communing with.
And so is swimming, actually. Yeah, it's very calming.
Yeah, and earlier we mentioned how people's looks are a main trigger of everything from stress to bulimia to depression and so on. Now, people come to you, they ask you to design their outfits. How do you tell a client, for instance, hindi bagay sa'yo yan?
As honestly as possible, because you have to tell them about proportion and the effect of vertical line, the effect of horizontal line, these things, and there's no other way than to tell them as what it is in a most honest and non-offensive way.
Yeah, like how do you tell a client?
Hindi diretso.
Kalimutan na natin
Hindi
yan.
diretso. But I show her another design. Look, this will minimize.
You
her
keep distracting her, like,
Yeah.
so hindi yung direct na, kalimutan mo na yan. Yung you have to
Hindi
grow
bagay
another
sa'yo yan.
foot
Yeah.
to pull that off. And but fashion is still always brought up as one of the causes of eating disorders because everybody wants to be a size 0. Why must models be a size 0 anyway?
Yeah.
Only because that's the standard of beauty now, or from the past several decades. So probably if the next standard of beauty would be the heavy set
Plus
figure,
size,
then
yeah.
Ganun naman na modelo, magpapataba naman lahat ng tao.
The standards are changing now. For instance, the Kardashians with the bubble butts.
Yeah.
So does this
Because-
mean that fashion has to follow and start designing for gigantic derrieres?
Not
Ganon.
necessarily, but there's the direction actually is towards individuality. So we appreciate every size, every proportion, every there's a design for a tall, skinny girl, a good design for a heavy set or a voluptuous girl, all towards gearing towards the purpose of bringing the best of in them.
Making you as attractive as you can be.
And, you know, brands now, some brands cater to, let's say, plus-size women or figures. So their models are plus-size models. So, so I guess it only depends on who you're targeting.
Which is actually a good time for fashion now, actually, because finally it is addressing individuality. And
Rather
there's
than
no
everybody
there's no
following the
other
same
time
silhouette.
in fashion history that it's like that.
And I hate skinny jeans. When will skinny jeans be over?
It shouldn't be over.
Why not?
I mean, it has its purpose. I mean, for some women, it makes them happy, and then same as a wide leg pants would make other people happy.
So skinny jeans are okay as long as they're also elephant pants.
Yeah, because, diba, there's no single trend now.
Yeah.
Yung whatever you look good in, that's it. Because you would feel beautiful, you would feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
So that's most important.
How come I would say 90% of fashion designers are gay men? Why is the fashion industry ruled by gay men?
We're obsessed with beauty and elegance and craft and creativity.
You think that comes with being a gay man?
No, not necessarily. It's just that the percentage is like that.
And in the Philippines, the ones who end up running the industry are gay guys. Which brings me to a common observation of Philippine society. We're very lookist. Na the less maganda a person is, the better he is at panlalait. And I think this also has something to do with our obsession with beauty pageants and with beauty in general. Why is that? Why are Filipinos so lookist?
It's not about if you're more pangit, you're more nanglalait. No. I see it as parang you're in the wrong company. You should be with people who are positive and then say good things, and then if you see something offensive, try to focus on the other side, not really on the negative. And then we have to start to learn how to filter things.
That is true.
Yeah.
We're becoming a no-filter society where, for instance, all our politicians can say whatever is on their minds.
Yeah, but say it that in such a way that you cannot offend anyone also.
And parang ano din, parang it's not normal kasi it's an ideal kind of society. Parang imposible, diba?
Yeah, we would all be tranquilized, and that's why we're
Really?
nice to each other.
Really?
So we should aim, I guess, for genuine niceness and not put on niceness.
And for all the negativity, just don't mind them. Tsuran
That's what I'm saying.
So, who are the people that you think are really well-dressed, as in local or international?
For now, I'm obsessed with Kim Jones, the wife of Jericho Rosales.
Yeah.
I think she's
you
wow.
think her style is
Yes,
particularly...
and not only her style, the pictures that she puts on Instagram, parang it reflects her mind, not the superficiality of how she dresses.
Have you dressed her?
No, not yet.
So
not yet.
she should contact you.
Yeah.
And whose style do you
No
admire?
one pops into my mind now.
Yeah.
Well, what about, say, the presidential spokesman, Panelo?
No comment.
Well, he's certainly a fashion plate, although maybe not the fashion you want on your plate. So, and then, we're in the more individualistic phase of fashion, and yet I noticed that each season the trend seems to be there's a trend that emerges, right? How do you figure out what the trend will be? Do you in the Designers Guild sit down and say, okay, next year this is the trend?
No.
No?
No, we don't. In the guild, no.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not discussed.
Yeah,
It just somehow comes out.
yeah.
And well, we do research.
Do you follow that the Pantone color of the year, etc.?
no.
Not even.
So the things like the color palette, it's all decided by individuals.
Yes.
Oh, and then another controversy that regularly hits the fashion industry is the idea of rip-offs. Of course, now knockoffs are a fact that you have to live with because all the fast fashion brands are essentially knockoffs of the high fashion brands. But within the industry, how can you tell if a work is just influenced or is an homage to someone else's work?
The thing is, we didn't do it ourselves. I mean, judging that it's a rip-off or not. We don't do it ourselves. The bloggers do it.
Yes.
So yeah.
There's an Instagram account called Diet Prada, which has gotten so many so many followers because what they do is they compare. So this is your collection this season, and this is somebody else's collection last year,
Correct,
and
correct,
you
correct.
can see you can see the similarities and differences.
Yes.
And then I know several fashion designers who are obsessed with beauty contests. Would you say that you are?
No.
So you're the outliers. Yung parang ay nanalo pala
I
si
consider
Kwan.
it as parang divisions of dressing actually. I don't consider beauty pageant or Santa Cruzan dressing as fashion. It's completely different.
Which one do you enjoy more? Designing women's wear or men's wear?
Women's wear, definitely.
Women's wear. And menswear is a challenge. Menswear is a challenge, but then, you know...
Kilts. In terms of fashion and styling, I think men have loosened up a bit. For instance, with the rise of K-pop, now men have no problem with going out and buying not just skincare products, but makeup.
Yes.
As long as a boy band wears it,
Correct,
then it's kosher. Yes.
Correct. With K-pop naman, you get the moment they wear parang a lady's wig, they become women already.
That is true. They are
They
very
look like ladies.
The features, very fine features.
Correct, correct.
And of course, you know that Seoul is the plastic surgery capital of Earth. So, what do you think is the future of fashion? Like next year, what can we expect?
I'm excited to see the young designers, do their thing, because right now what you observe with the present ones are, parang they're more into RTWs and good. They want to make business as fast as possible.
Yes.
In our time, we do crazy things before we do the regular ones.
Yeah. Also in writing, as in first you get a life and then you write something.
Correct. They should, be rebellious as much as possible before going into mainstream fashion.
Well, better professionals, not only designers, but, even stylists, whoever is involved in Philippine fashion. Because that will only, not only spur, but, bring about the progress that we have been aiming for all these years.
The last question. What advice can you give to anyone who wants to be considered well-dressed?
Give high regards to proportion, actually. Dress up according to your frame, according to your color.
If you're skinny, should you wear wider clothes or narrower clothes?
More leeway if you're skinny, so you can wear either. You look good in it.
But suppose if you're top heavy, you have big boobs, what should you wear?
Not too much volume, of course. Skimming silhouette, not too tight also.
Close to the body, but not too tight.
Yes, yes.
And, the details, the accessories, keep them away from this part. That's very heavy already.
And what about if somebody has a wide butt?
Wear dark.
Dark
and,
pants or
something
skirts.
Yes.
flared.
Yes.
Unless you're celebrating your coffee table butt.
Yes.
Diba?
Unless you want to look like the Kardashians.
Correct,
and,
correct,
and then
correct.
you can-
But if you're a tall, heavy butt girl, you can wear Empire, things like that, or A-lines. Yeah.
Have you ever designed for ready-to-wear PS?
Yeah, yes.
Aha. And are you online?
Well, I've been designing the Jill brand of Rustans. And just recently they launched online.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Thanks very much for coming over. I know
Thank
Friday
you
is
for having us.
hell. Thank you.